Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Howdy's Hull Yeah Hangout. My name is Dom, and this is the Give Me a Hull Yeah podcast. I was going to pre-record this, but then I had a very busy day, so I'm doing it live. We're doing it live and in living colour-ish at 10:34 UK. Now hear voice. There you go. At least I know it's working. Good to see everybody. Hopefully you're all right. We're gonna go through some of the Uncle Howdy happenings from Raw last night, and then we'll ask some questions of you guys. We're gonna have a little debate. So get ready for that. Yeah, we're gonna have fun with this one. I'll see you guys in a second. All right, so let's crack out the QR code. We'll start with that. So the QR code, we'll get that up for you guys. We'll do some comments. Issues here. I'm good, mate. How you doing? It is a pleasure to be here. I'll laugh. It takes you to another QR code next week, which is July 17th or SummerSlam. Yeah, no, I think they've kind of worn it out now. I think they have to do it, and that'll be a question for you guys later. Is it the time? You know, it seems like it is the time to do this if they're going to do it. They've it's been about 70 days, I saw on Twitter the other day, since they started the Uncle Howdy teases. So I think it's got to be. I think it's got to be done. I think this is the time to do it, and I think it's the perfect time. The Raw after Money in the Bank. I think we'll get a tease on SmackDown and a tease at Money in the Bank, and then I think we will get something something on June 17th. I will actually be on Raw next week. I've decided, even though I'm working at 11 a.m. the next day, I've decided that I will come back to Raw for one night only to be with Dan to cover Raw next week because of the Uncle Howdy stuff. So that will be fun. It'll be my first Raw back in over a year. Yeah. So no, not Money in the Bank. The Raw after Money in the Bank, June 17th will be when he's back. I think. First of all, folks, we apologise that there was no Raw stream last night. Dan had some iPad issues. Hopefully, he'll be back next week. Yes, absolutely. We've missed some Raw. Raw's been good. Raw's been good for the views, for the figures, for the stats on the channel. Everybody talks about stats, don't they? Everybody loves stats, and Raw is always good. People always love Dan and his snacks. So hopefully Dan will be back next week as well. 17th, yeah, 17th June. June 17th is Raw. So that is just so the Saturday is the 15th, Sunday is the 16th, which is Father's Day in the UK for anybody that that wants to know. And then Monday is the 17th. So yes, it should be a good one. You said the wrong pay-per-view 3 times. What? I said the wrong pay-per-view 3 times. Oh, sorry. Money in the Bank, Clash of the Castle, whichever one. Well, forgive me, guys. Come on. I know. Like, I appreciate it's quite late. I'm very tired. It's been a long day. So yes, it is Clash of the Castle. Money in the Bank was when I went to do it. And anyway, I'm confused. Anyhow, Lucas, good to see you. I'm obviously half asleep because I'm getting the pay-per-view wrong. Anyway, let's do some work. Let's do some Howdy related stuff before I get told off for mentioning the pay-per-view the wrong way anymore. Money in the Bank next month. Yeah, I get confused because I did media at Money in the Bank last year. We did a bunch of interviews, and it's around. I just get really confused. But yes, so Money in the Bank's next month. This is Clash of the Castle in Scotland. Drew is going to win. Drew is going to win the championship in Scotland. Ricochet's leaving WWE. That's a shocker. I haven't been able to speak live on that. He's going to go to AEW and have a good time. But yes, back to Clash at the Castle, not Money in the Bank. Drew is going to win the championship. Anyway, yes, as Lucas says, give me a howdy. Yes, indeed. Let's do some work. So we have the QR code. The QR code is here for you. I will bring it onto the stage now.
The world turns. Not that QR code stuff.
You see there, they acknowledge it as well, the commentators, the QR code stuff. So there's interesting bit of text on there. I've got that here. Your impatience will be punished and your patience will be rewarded, it also says. So that's interesting that we get that. Obviously, Uncle Howdy referencing the fact that we've been a bit impatient. Perhaps some of us have been a bit more impatient than others anyway. And of course, our patience, those who have been patient will be rewarded. EJ Movement is in. Ricochet deserves so much better, but I hope he finds his way somewhere else down the road. I agree. I think he'll be in AEW and New Japan, and he'll do very well. WWE, we showed it for 3 seconds. Please don't copyright us. Yeah, no, it's all right. It's okay. It's going to be fine. I know what I'm doing. Kind of. Yes. So the QR code was there. I will pause it next time. Apparently, Bo and Nikki will be at Clash of the Castle. I'm not sure if they will appear, though. Your thoughts? Well, that's a good point. Issue. Nikki, of course, is from Scotland, so I think it'll be a good one for her to be at. So I think that's important for her to be there. Whether they actually show up and show the Uncle Howdy stuff, I'm not sure. Whether Uncle Howdy debuts is a completely different matter. I think. I'm not sure because again, with all the teases leading to June 17th, I would imagine that June 17th is when we'll get it. And if they do it before that, it will be a surprise. Maybe they want to swerve us all. Maybe, and I suppose Clash is going to be big news because Drew's going to win the championship. So it'll be big news. But then it may take away from Drew's win. It may take away from Drew's win if they have Uncle Howdy debut there. CM Punk cost Drew in his hometown while Priest retains, or if the fancy's name, he might appear. Oh, Joe Hendry. Yes, of course. Joe Hendry's from Scotland too. I love the fact I've spoke to Joe a few times. I love the fact that Joe is now doing well. He deserves it, absolutely. Right, let's do some more work on this. So, I'll share my screen. I wonder if. Bear with me a second. Let me just get ready to share my screen, and we'll do where the QR code leads to. So the QR code leads to a countdown, which I do actually have here. So where are we now? Let's have a look. Share. And then will that come up if I share that? Oh no, hang on a second. Bear with me. I will take that off and then you should be able to see my screen. Yeah, there you go. So it's counting down now. You can see my screen there. You refuse salvation. The reckoning is inevitable. So that is where the QR code will take you. Obviously, you can see there if you click on that, it takes you to recapitulation. I am all of us. So you can click on these. It's basically sort of recounting all of our, QR codes and teases that have happened in so far. Is that working? Bear with me a sec. We've got the countdown up, but I have clicked on the recapitulation thing, so hopefully it is working. Oh, hang on, stop sharing. Let's do that again. Let's share the screen again. So if you click on the symbol there, share screen, recapitulation. Right. So this is what happens if you click on the screen, the countdown. You can see this. So again, this will recap all of the QR codes and all of the details here. You can actually see at the bottom of the smiley. That will lead to the video, the preparing for a massacre. So that is what that bottom sort of sad face leads to. But again, you get all the details. So if you click on all of these things, all of the symbols, it will catch you up with everything that we have gotten so far. And of course, that is at WWE. So the timer clock is at 6 days right now. So that's exciting. So I'm just sharing the clock again for you guys, so you can see that. So yeah, very exciting. The archive recovered website has also been updated. So I will take you to that now as well. Let me figure that out here. Let's do that. Share screen, archive recovered, share, and let's bring that up for you guys now. There we go. So there you'll see consequences at the bottom. That is a brand new entry. And if we click on that, hopefully it will consequences. So share, hopefully that has updated for you guys. Yes, it has. Okay. So if I click on that, the archive recovered and the consequences, we'll go and we'll read through. So consequences. I reached out my hand, offered salvation. They buried their heads in the dirt. Pathetic. Hide while you can. Soon your eyes will boil as you witness what we have become. The prophecy fulfilled. The sky turned to blood. Do not fight it. Drown in your entropy. So again, this is, to me, this seems like heal Bo Dallas, heal Uncle Howdy, gonna massacre everybody, guys. I think that is what this means. And I'll share the clock again while we're still talking. In nearly six days, well, over 6 days, just over 6 days, the reckoning is inevitable. So this all seems to me like we're getting a heal Uncle Howdy. So yes, the final countdown has begun. The QR code shows a countdown to next week's Raw in Corpus Christi, Texas. The Exordium, for those people that want it, that is the countdown address, so you can see it live and you can keep yourself updated. A couple of people have worked out in the code how to reset it to 0, but it doesn't do anything if you do that. Of course, we've just recovered, explored, archive recovered, and sort of the journal entries there of Uncle Howdy, and the consequences there. Let me sort of go back there so we can, if we go back on that, we can see the other ones. So again, this kind of it's all kind of recapping everything that we've seen so far. Okay, so can you keep a secret was, Bray's last thing he ever uttered, and then the diary entries seem to be Uncle Howdy's thought process, his planning for the massacre ever since, of course, the loss of Bray and the re-emergence of the Uncle Howdy gimmick. So yeah, very exciting times. So I have a question for you guys. I'll stop sharing that. So it's question time. I think we've covered everything. Once again, the QR code and the countdown leads to Raw. The final countdown. The Exordium, which I think I've actually checked. Hang on a second. Exordium means the beginning or introduction part, especially of a discourse or treatise. So what's an example of an Exordium? I followed his words closely and lost none of his arguments. The Exordium is followed by a new invitation to come to Paris with all speed to talk over everything. Okay, so that's an example of how it's used. So the Exordium is the discourse, the discussion, and I guess that is what we're here to talk about. And thank you all so much, of course, for your engagement in this series. I always enjoy doing a live video. I will come and do some comments in a second. I have a question for you. Once again, just to recap, Exordium will take you to the countdown address. If you click on, hang on a second, I'll do it as an example there. If you click on that, of course, you get the recapitulation. So again, recapping everything that has happened in the series. And then, of course, if you go to the archive recovered, which is, it's the journal entry stuff, that is where you'll get the new entry where you can have a look. And I imagine there'll be some new entries as we continue on in the next few days before that June 17th, where we will be right here live on Gimme a Hole. Yeah, me and Dan staying up late to bring you the Uncle Howdy faction debut, which will be fun. So yeah, the question for you guys is, and I'll put this in the chat as well. We'll do a chat as if it's a real proper live stream, which it is. I haven't done one of these in so long. Are you enjoying the Uncle Howdy teases? Is my question to you guys. Wrestling royalty is in. Hey, it's ballsy. Good to see it. Exodia means beginning. So does that mean the beginning of a new era? I think so. Yes, I think it does. I believe this is a new era. What if the countdown finishes, then nothing happens, or another QR code happens? I like I said, Ishii, I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen now. I think they've done that enough times, and it's time. It's June 17th. They've teased it. It's in everything. It's in all the teasers. If you go back and watch all the other episodes of Howdy's Whole Year Hangout, you will realize that it has to happen. All the teasers lead to June 17th. He's all of us, of course. Sam, are you sure you're not Uncle Howdy? Yes. How would I know if I was? Good to see you, Sam. Thanks for being here. Sam's had a busy day. Wyatt-verse versus Roman, the Usos versus Solo and Gods of War. Is that? Not Gods of War. What's the faction? With Hikuleo and Tamatonga. So yeah, Solo and God inside War Games, 3-team War Games match. Yeah, that's really cool. Temple plays like that. See everyone Friday. SmackDown will be early due to it being in the UK. Yes, of course, Sam works very hard on those SmackDowns. So thank you, Sam, for being there. If I'm booking this Wyatt 6, I would have them attack Roman when he comes back, as Roman did start his historic title reign, and Bray Wyatt was involved, and so was Braun. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Temple. Very good. I'm going to do a bit of fantasy booking shortly with you guys. I'm actually going to ask you how you would fantasy book it. We'll do that in a second. If you click on Final Quest, it turns into the video this time. The notes are gone and replaced with How to Survive a Massacre video. Yes, the How to Survive a Massacre video that we have seen previously. So again, it seems like a lot of it's recapping. Ricochet's best work was in Lucha Underground. Prince Puma lives. Lucha Underground was incredible. I love Lucha Underground Temple Place. I see your YouTube thumbnail there, or YouTube image there. I loved Dario Cueto in Lucha Underground. Are you enjoying that Uncle Howdy tea? Gorillas of Destiny. Thank you, Mark. Yes. For me, it's starting to drag a little. Yeah, I think, like I said, I can understand that. I can understand why. And thank you as well, Mark LFC. I just want to say thank you while you're here, even though I know you think it drags a little bit. Thank you for all your work. Thank you for your help messaging me on Twitter with all of the updates that form these videos. I couldn't do it without you, and of course, the wonderful people in the community across the Insiders, See Wrestling, Wrestling Days, the Wrestling Wizard, of course. We love everybody who has sort of been integral in these, the detective work of the Uncle Howdy stuff, keeping Bray's legacy alive, but also, building this Uncle Howdy stuff. I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's been fantastic, and I will be here to talk about it when it's live. My first time back doing a live stream in over a year, right here on Give Me a Whole Year with Dan, 1 a.m. in next Monday. So yes. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna be super tired, like I am right now. But anyway, yes, I think that's good. I think we're good. Oh yeah, I had some other questions for you, didn't I? Before we finish, are you enjoying the Uncle Howdy teas? Is June 17th the right time? Mark says that he is a little bit sick of it, that it's taken a little time. She is not necessarily into it either. Saying that we might just get another QR code and we'll have to wait for SummerSlam. I think it has to be, like I said, I think it has to be June 17th. If they don't do it, then they've probably pushed it out. They've jumped the shark. I think they've jumped the shark if they leave it too long. If they leave it beyond June 17th. So I think we're getting it June 17th. I think it's the right time. I think they've definitely given us 70 days of teasers, and for me personally, it is the right time to do it. Knowing WWE, they'll push it out. Yeah, but I don't see the point in doing that, Ishii. Like, what's the point in them doing that? Because they've already done it. They've already pushed it longer. We thought they were coming at Backlash, right, in France. And they've pushed it way beyond that. So I don't think they can get away with doing this any longer, really. They've probably pushed it as far as it can go. Last question, unless anybody's got any thoughts on that. Is fantasy booking? How would you book it? I would personally have people. So they've got 3 hours on Raw, right? So June 17th, you have not. I think you have a massacre. You have a takeover by Uncle Howdy's Wyatt-verse. You know, you have each member, not Braun Strowman, sorry, Joe Gacy, Dexter Loomis. Maybe like they'll come out individually. So you get Eric Rowan come out and attack somebody. Then the next segment, or half an hour later, Joe Gacy attacks somebody. Half an hour later than that, Nikki Cross attacks somebody. So basically, the Wyatt-verse takes over Raw. That leads at the end. The closing shot is Uncle Howdy with everybody stood in the ring. That's how I would do it. Is Uncle Howdy basically instructs his minions, the Wyatt-verse, to take out different members of the roster on Raw throughout the broadcast. And then at the end, at the very end, Uncle Howdy stands in the ring, reveals himself with the faction, and then you go to black and you finish up. That's how I would book the debut. You do the Nexus thing. What was the Nexus thing? Them all jumping in the ring. People will lose interest or stop watching. They will. I think they will. Yeah, like I say. But you're right. I'd certainly agree with you. I certainly agree with you, Ishii. They will. They will lose interest. But I think they have to do it, and they know they have to do it. If you look back at all the teasers right here on Howdy Told You Hangout, because we've covered them all, you will see that they've pretty much confirmed it to be June 17th. And if we go back, it's there. It is there. If we put it back on the screen for you guys, there's the count. They can't do it any plainer than that. So yeah, I think that is what we're getting. We are getting it June 17th. What was the Nexus thing? Do they all just jump in the ring? Nexus attacks everyone, even the commentators. I like that actually. Yeah, with a joke. Nexus thing, they all jumped in the ring, took everyone out, broke everything, and Daniel Bryan strangled Justin Roberts with a tie. Oh yeah, the tie thing. Got in trouble for that, right? I heard he got in trouble for that, strangling Justin Roberts with the tie. Anyway, there you go. I like that. I think that's a good bit of fantasy booking. I would do that. Let's let me do while we finish up. We'll spend a couple more minutes. Because I haven't put a poll in. This is how long it's been. Are you happy with the Uncle Howdy? Just put Uncle Howdy teases and story. So there you go. And story, yes, no. All right. So we'll start that poll. We'll spend a couple of minutes before we finish up. But vote in the poll. Are you happy? Are you unhappy with the Uncle Howdy teases and story? He actually got fired for it. What, Daniel Bryan or Justin Roberts? Did Daniel Bryan actually legit get fired for that? Because I know he came back, right? I can imagine. Justin Roberts didn't last long though, did he? I'm not sure Justin Roberts lasted that long. Imagine if they attacked Triple H. Yeah, I could see that. They let Bray Wyatt attack Mick Foley. And even Bray Wyatt had a thing with Vince McMahon for a bit in the ring, right? So hell, Triple H, if he's really all in on it and he's allowing them creative freedom, then maybe Triple H gets involved in it, Brian, yeah, he got fired for it, then they bought him back, yeah. Choking him with a tie. That would actually be really horrible, I think, being choked with a tie. I'm not sure I dig that. Anyway, right, we'll recap. Justin walked out a while after. Oh, right, okay, I didn't know that. I thought Justin Roberts was pretty good. Imagine if the Nexus was in the Attitude Era. Yeah, that would have been good, man. The Nexus was great. I mean, hell, you had Husky Harris there, of course, who became Bray Wyatt. Who else was it? Marcus Corvon was in there. There was some really weird, some really talented people in the Nexus that probably should have gone. Justin Gabriel was also there, right? Bear with me. Let me look at it. Right, okay. So you had they feuded with John Cena, didn't they? Right, so you had different members. Oh yeah. So John Cena was so Daniel Bryan, Darren Young. Yeah, Darren Young was great. He's doing well in New Japan. Skip Sheffield, of course. Ryback, Michael Tarver, who I think became Marcus Corvon. in TNA, or was that somebody different? No, yeah, it was somebody different. Michael Tarver, Wade Barrett, of course, Justin Gabriel, Heath Slater, Husky Harris, Bray Wyatt, Mason Ryan. Oh yeah, Mason Ryan was good. He's doing well. He's in Cirque du Soleil now, isn't he? What a talented lad. Yeah, Mason Ryan, CM Punk, David Otunga, and Mike McGillicuddy, which is Joe Henning. Yeah, it was a good faction. That really good faction. Let's have a look here. These last two QR codes hasn't really gave us that, but then again, most of the QR codes have really given us anything. I think they've recapped it, haven't they? They've recapped everything, just to kind of keep the story going, to kind of keep us interested. But I see what you're saying, but yeah, it's the idea of recapitulation, isn't it? Like I'll bring that up. I'll bring that up. That the idea of recapping. So all this stuff, if you want to go back onto the WB, it's actually WB.com recapitulation. You can do that. So there you go. You see, everything is there. So if you want to recap it, and they call them the Ministry of Darkness. The Nexus was in the actual. Nah, man, the Ministry of Darkness was way better than the Nexus. I loved Ministry of Darkness. If only the Nexus was still together, they could have had Wyatt-6 against them. That would have been good. Like the QR codes on coordinated game, but we still don't know what the hell is going on. We understand it's a massacre. That's about it. Yeah, I can see your point. Again, it's not really been sort of articulated what they're going to do. And part of me loves that, part of me loves and that's why I loved Bray. That's why we all loved Bray, right? That it was a little bit up in the air. We didn't quite know. He kept us guessing. It was creative. That's the idea. Maybe we don't want to know, but some people, like you, man, like you guys, some of you guys might want to see the answers, and I understand that. Some people want to be kept guessing, of course. Sporzy Wrestling Royalty, the reveal should be during a multi-man match for the main event and have all the participants laid out in the ring with just a top hat in the middle. That's cool. I really like that. You've got to have a reveal, haven't you? You've got to have a reveal. If Nexus is still around, we won't have the Wyatts. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Mason Ryan wasn't good. He was. I mean, he's again doing all right for himself now. I thought he was good. It's just been the guessing game and speculation. To be fair, I think a lot of people said that about Bray, didn't they? Yeah, I see your point. Imagine if the Shield was in the ruthless aggression era. Yeah, I could get behind that. That would have worked. If we wanted to bring everyone up to date, they could have just made a compilation video of it. Oh, well, I suppose. Yeah, but you've got to have the what am I trying to say? The quirkiness. You've got to have we're gonna do some codes. It's why people watch these videos. It's why people watch See Wrestling. It's why people watch it's why people watch these videos, because they want to figure stuff out. They want to talk about stuff, And I think in a world of instant gratification, and I used to be one of these people, certainly when Bray was, I mean, that was the entire reason I went to LA and WrestleMania was to see Bray wrestle, but of course, I mean, obviously that was his illness, of course, but yeah, a lot of people want instant gratification these days. They want instantaneous stuff, and I used to be one of those people. I used to want everything really quick, but actually, it's good to wait. It's good to wait, and maybe that's what when everything else is going at a very fast pace. Maybe that's why the Uncle Howdy stuff works or will work, because we'll have to wait. Not necessarily there's something that can at least call us in a good direction instead of speculation. It's still speculated who's in the group, even though we know it's 100%. Yeah, maybe Friday we get something big. I think the big thing happens on the Monday. But yeah, I mean, I'd hope it would be cool if we did. It'd be cool if we did, wouldn't it? But I think Monday, it has to be Monday. It's crunch time. It's crunch time Monday. They have to do it then. Who do you think they go after on Raw? I think everybody. I think they go after they go after a bunch of people just randomly. and then maybe somebody will stand up to them, like, I don't know, the Judgment Day, or although I do think it'll be a heel faction. I'm talking about the Wyatt-verse. So who could stand up to them? The New Day, maybe the New Day, you know. Imagine if the Wyatt family was in the 2008 pre-PG. I could dig that. I don't think it will be Friday, as USA and other countries will be behind. It will happen on Clash. Oh, okay. It will happen on Clash and then reveal on Monday. Okay, I like that. I think we're not getting anything till Monday, and I think they attack people randomly, and then somebody stands up for the roster. You know, like a New Day will be the first feud. Okay, now I'm saying hopefully we get a big QR code before they come on Raw. Yeah, I would be up. Yeah, I'd like that. I would like that, Horror King. Absolutely. I think that's the way to do it if I was going to do it. And I think they should see, they should have them kind of go after everybody kind of indiscriminately, at least at first, just kind of take everybody out, and it'd be chaos, chaos and a massacre, etc. And then basically, the big faces, the New Day will come in to face them, because I guess the New Day have history with the Wyatts as well. And then hopefully Bo will win that. The Wyatts will win their first feud and actually have a decent run rather than just being squashed. That's why I meant a big QR code on Saturday, because Friday people will have it spoiled. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, guys, we'll do a recap. Quick one for you. And then we'll finish up. So we have the QR code. I did play it for 3 seconds at the beginning. Go back and watch it if you want. I did have an image for it, but let's. And then so the QR code happens. Again, feel free to go back and pause it. You'll see your impatience will be punished. Your patience will be rewarded. So that's after the QR code. That takes you to, where are we? So yeah, the I just said that because I wanted to do final countdown. So yeah, the Uncle Howdy's final countdown has begun. QR code shows a countdown to next week's WWE Raw in Corpus Christi. The WWE.com Exordium is the address the QR code takes you to. That is the countdown address. Once again, I will share that with you so you can see it. There we go. If you go to the journal, Uncle Howdy's journal, archive recovered, there is a new entry, and this is the entry. If you click on consequences, which is there, bear me a sec. There we go. Consequences. We read that out. To me, again, this is where I'm getting the heel sort of gimmick. This is all very heelish, isn't it? Even that note, the thank you note, turned into something that was heelish. It was a thank you from Bo to the fans for supporting him, his family, Bray, and then of course it turned to, the blood is on our hands. So I think we're getting a heel bad guy, Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy. But yes, drown in your entropy at the end there. So yeah, so that is updated there. And then I asked you guys a bunch of questions. So feel free in the comments to answer these questions for me as we're going to round up now. Are you enjoying the Uncle Howdy teasers? Is June 17th the right time? And how would you fantasy book? Which I know we've done a little bit of. As we finish up, I will get to the rest of the comments. So if you've got anything to add, please do so. Yeah, Friday's early because it's in the UK, isn't it? Are you thinking they're more supernatural or cult? I hope cult. What do you think? I hope cult. I really think it's got to be more psychological. I think they're going to learn from some of the mistakes and missteps that Bray made. Or rather, not necessarily that Bray made, that the WWE booking did, Vince McMahon did with the Fiend's booking, So I think they'll learn from that. The Wyatt-verse will end up like the Nexus, hopefully not completely destroyed. I think it'll be more psychological too, EJ movement. Cena's not around to destroy the Wyatt-verse. Why are they wasted? They debuted at a cute. They're probably not going to pop instead of a PLE. Why are they wasted? They debuted at a city, right? Okay, they're probably not going to pop instead of a PLE. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a little odd for them to debut on Raw, but I guess fundamentally it's probably because they don't see Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy, and the Wyatt-verse as a main event faction. A Raw after type of deal is more their vibe, I think. I think that's what the WWE sees them as. I'm not saying that can't change, but I don't think the WWE sees them as main eventers as of yet. And we've had discussions around this on the channel. I compared Bo Dallas to Raven. You know, he doesn't have to be the next Bray Wyatt. He can be the next Raven, you know, a cult, a cult following, you know, literally like Raven has. You know, he doesn't have to be a world champion. He can be, you know, he doesn't have to be a main eventer. He can still have a cult following, you know. Why do they need to debut on a PV? They're not Bray, no offense to them. Too much expectation. If they debut on a pay-per-view, they should debut on a regular show. I'm actually in agreement. Yeah. Will Wyatt extended by the Nexus? No, I don't think so. I think so. You know, like I say, I think things have, as the guys have said, you know, I think things have changed now. I think the booking will be better. I'm not saying, you know, we're going to get an Uncle Howdy World Championship run or a Wyatt-verse, you know, title run of any sort. I think it'll be a firm upper mid-card faction. You know, let's temper our expectations. Let's be real. But I certainly think it could have a few years on it. You know, like the Wyatt family, if it gets like anything like the Wyatt family, that's a win. If it has anything similar to the Wyatt family in terms of its impact, that is a win, you know, for me personally. And Wyatt family weren't always in the main event. Too much pressure, I meant to say, about debuting on a pay-per-view. Yeah, absolutely. Last night's Raw crowd sucked, by the way. They need to start easy. Just debut on a show. Don't let Luke from Wrestle Talk. He said, well, I love Raven. Mark, dude, I've interviewed Raven. He is one of my favorite superstars of all time. He is a cult, but he's a cult favorite. He was never a main eventer. He's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Top 3, easily. Top 3, 4. Mick Foley, Bray, Raven. Yeah. Sean Waltman as well. But yeah, Raven's in there. So I loved him. I still love him, you know. It was one of my favorite interviews. Go watch that on Soundsphere, actually. Cheap plug. Hopefully this week goes fast. Next week needs to come fast. Yeah, I think it will. And I will be right here on Raw with Dan for the first time in over a year. I'm going to be here doing a live stream at 1 a.m. and I'm working the next day. So come and hang out. Please come and hang out with us. Keep me talking. Make it worth like this, you know. Make it worth staying up for. I'm sure it will because of the Uncle Howdy stuff. Folks, we will bring you SmackDown early on Friday, Clash early on Saturday, and I hope Dan will get predictions ready for it after SmackDown. Will Bo Dallas have the Funhouse? I hope so. I think it's been hinted at in some of the teasers. If you go back and watch this series, Howdy's Hulia Hangout, right here on the Give Me a Hulia podcast, they have had the Firefly Funhouse teasers. They have had hints to the Funhouse. So I hope so. I hope we get a Firefly Funhouse with Bo. No, other people don't. Other people don't want that, but I do. I absolutely want the Funhouse to continue with Bo. They've got all the set and everything. I know that Jason Baker is working on some stuff. So yeah. How does Braun Strowman play a part in this? I think he does at some point. Not now. Not for another 2 or 3 months. Alexa might. I think I agree with EJ movement there. I think both of them have a, saying it, even if Braun feuds with them at first and then joins briefly. I think this faction has a shelf life. I think maybe, if we get a year out of them, that'll be amazing. Anything more than that will be incredible. I think it has a shelf life, but I think Braun joins it before it finishes. And so does Alexa. Yeah. For me, Lexi should be the one doing the Funhouse. It kind of seemed like Bray wanted to give it to Lexi. I think that's right. Yeah, it was actually Bray that told Alexa to keep it going, right? Yeah. Yeah, it was Bray that told Alexa to keep it going, so she still has the opportunity to do that. Do you see Bo coming in with a new character on a mask? Yeah, I do. I think so. I think we get 3 faces of Bo. I think we get Taylor in the ring. I think we or Bo. I think we get a Funhouse version. But I think we get a Fiendish version. I'm not saying very often. I'm saying 1 or 2 times a year. Only something that's special. Something that's special. When he really needs to bring out this darker side. Paying tribute to his brother and the Fiend gimmick. I think so. Yeah. Braun was part of Bray's life. Why wouldn't he? I agree with you. I think Braun will be in it before the end of the faction. At some point, he will have his moment. If Bray thought they could continue the Funhouse without him, then I would be okay with the Funhouse. But especially if they decide to do a new Fiend, I do not want a new Fiend. Yeah, I don't think they'll do. Obviously, it won't be strictly the Fiend. I think it'll be something different, but taking inspiration from it. New mask is being teased. I don't think it'll be 3. All right, so you're thinking Bo and then a darker version, or Uncle Howdy, or are you thinking Uncle Howdy and an even darker version of Uncle Howdy, or a completely new version of Uncle Howdy? There's lots of options, isn't there, Horror King? I agree, but they already bought him before they bought the group back, so we don't know now. Yeah, interesting. I love the guys. I love the discussion, as always. Love you guys talking. Thank you so much for your engagement in these chats. Uncle Howdy versus Demon Finn Balor. Yeah. I think Bo faces Finn at some point since the Fiend was his first rival. Yes, love that. Fantastic idea. Yeah. I love that. I think that'd be great. Uncle Howdy versus Demon Finn Balor. Yeah. But yeah, this is interesting. The 3 faces or 2 faces. Like, what do you guys think about that? Maybe maybe put some stuff down in the comments. Do you think that we get like a 3 faces of Bo paying tribute to the 3 faces of Foley? Or do you think we get Uncle Howdy, a darker version, Uncle Howdy and Taylor, or Taylor and a brand new kind of Fiendish gimmick? There's so many ways you can play it, right? 3 faces a reference to Batman, I guess, or 2 faces. Oh, 2 faces, yeah, it could be. Demon gimmick needs wins before they do that. Yeah. I guess I would have Finn put over Bo personally, but then I suppose we all want Bo to win a bunch, don't we? So I would have Finn put over Bo if they were going to fight. Two faces is a reference about. I like that because thank you, mate. Well, I'm very tired, but I really appreciate thank you all for being here. Bo Dallas has a lake of reincarnation. Yeah, well, they've teased Matt Hardy, haven't they? Matt Hardy, he's not contracted to TNA. I know he's in there, but he's not contracted to TNA, so he could show up at some point. I'd be quite up for that, just briefly. Not loads of Matt Hardy, but yeah, have Bo in the lake of reincarnation. Hopefully, 3 faces in a scary funhouse Bo version. Yeah. Thank you again, Lucas. I'm going to show up on the end of Raw, and there's going to be another QR code. Yeah, come and join us, man. I'll be like, no, you were right. I'll be cursing your name, Horror King Mayhem, because you'd be right. I'll be like, no, you were right. That sucks. I don't want it. Because in my opinion, Edge and Roman bury the demon. Yeah, I think you're probably right. But also, Finn hates doing the paint. Oh, does he really? All right. I didn't know that. He's obviously did it. He did loads on the indies, didn't he? The UK indies. So yeah, it's a shame because I love the demon gimmick. But I think again, you can only do that so many times, especially if there's a Fiend, especially if there's a darker gimmick. You have to kind of. I think Finn realizes that you can't have too many dark gimmicks. Okay, yeah, fair enough. John, no, Matt Hardy will make this joke. I love Matt. I think he's good. I think he's better in TNA. I'm not saying I definitely, I don't want a full Matt Hardy run, but maybe an appearance, pop the crowd. Same with Jeff, have Jeff come in for a bit, pop the crowd. No, I'm not saying we want a full Hardy Boys run now, but you could have him pop the crowd, right? Yeah, he has to sit there for 8 hours. 8 hours. Wow. Fair enough. The Matt Hardy broken gimmick is so corny. I think it is now. I liked it in TNA. I liked it when it first came out. When it first came out, it was cool. Will they do Wyatt-verse versus the Bloodline? No, I hope not. I think it's a big money. I think it's a big money match, potentially. You know, especially with the history with Roman and Bray. But I think if they do it, the Bloodline's winning, so the Wyatt-verse will get buried. The same with Uncle Howdy and Roman. I mean, Uncle Howdy beating Roman, it's not going to happen, is it? You know, I think I think if I was booking it, and I think if we were booking it, you know, you and I guys, you know, there's no way I could book Uncle Howdy to beat Roman. You know, I don't think it's going to happen. Bloodline's dead. This is the Blood Mafia now, in my opinion. Okay, yeah, but that's cool. But they're also having, you know, they're going to have The Rock come back, aren't they? And they're going to have Jacob Fatu, which I'm really excited about because I love MLW. I think they'll have him in, and that'll be great. So, new Bloodline versus the Wyatt-verse. Yes and no. Part of me wants to see it, but again, if I'm being realistic, does Solo Sikoa put over Uncle Howdy? Probably not. You know, probably not. I think the new Bloodline still got to go over the Wyatt-verse. You know, Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline are very over at the moment, and yeah, I don't think that's happening. Unfortunately, Rock's got to fix his injury first. Well, that is if the Rock's okay from this elbow injury. Okay, who do you think is the Sister Abigail or the bride? Well, I think it's Nikki Cross, right? That's what's being teased, is Nikki Cross. Yeah, because it's not Alexa. I don't think there's any blonde hair, is there, in the teasers? I mean, I'd like it to be Alexa. I'd prefer it to be Alexa. Yeah, I'd prefer it to be Alexa, but I think it's Nikki Cross, and I'm happy to see Nikki Cross back on TV. She's just done a PhD, I believe, or a master's. So all power to Nikki Cross, of course, from Scotland as well. So again, if she shows up in Scotland, that'd be great. Up for that somehow. I don't know how you would book it, but it'd be great to see. Jeff Hardy's contract expires mid-June. Now with all the real-life demons he battled, he would fit right in. Yep, and well, that's coming up, isn't it? That would be cool. I'd like to see Jeff just to pop the ratings, even if it's just to bring him back for Hall of Fame. You know, you bring him back, have an appearance, and then have him in the Hall of Fame. Fine. One or two appearances. Maybe the Wyatt-verse destroy the Hardy Boys, you know. Baron Corbin, the sixth member of the Wyatt-verse. I think the unspoken sixth member is supposed to be Bray. That was the idea, wasn't it? It was 5 members with the sixth member being Bray. His deal is expiring soon, if not already, yeah. Oh, Aaron. Oh, sorry. Baron Corbin's deal, really? I didn't know that. Did not know that. Baron Corbin. Is it expiring? Hang on. Didn't know that. Mansoor and Mace tell Dijak and Baron Corbin to leave WB. Oh, okay. Baron Corbin reveals reason for WB absence after getting drafted. Okay. So he's been on a hiatus. But yeah, his deal's not up yet. Hence he lost his first match back after being called up. The only again, I haven't seen that, but I know Ricochet's obviously been written off. Anyhow, guys, we're coming up to an hour. It's been a pleasure. I'm going to go to bed. It is now 11:23. So yes, it's been fun doing this live version of the Howdy's Holy Hangout. I'll probably be back Friday, I guess, Saturday, with a new video. And maybe we'll do something live again soon. You know, probably after Monday. Obviously, we'll be live next Monday on the 17th to talk about this stuff. So I won't need to do a live one because I will be there. I'll be here live, awake, tired, because I don't stay up till 1 a.m. anymore. Unlike Dan, crazy bastard. Yeah, so I'll be right here. But yeah, we'll continue the series as long as we can. We'll continue this series. Thank you, EJ Movement. Thank you all for being here. If you are here right now, or you join us after the fact, hopefully you recap everything, recapitulate everything, and you enjoy the show. It's been a pleasure to do. It's always a pleasure to do. Thank you. We couldn't do it without you guys, as you know. There is no point to this without you guys. So thank you all. And I guess I will see you Saturday morning. Yeah, we'll do a video. Catch you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Oh yeah, I did. That was the worst outro I think I've done in ages. Take care, Dom. Thank you. That was the worst outro I've done in ages. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Where's Dan's fancy outro that he did for me? Where is it? There it is. Bye, guys.